guys, welcome to DM Talk. How's everyone doing tonight? We have a very special episode of DM Talk. We're going to talk about a deck of many things. How do you guys love the deck of many things? Have you guys used it in your campaigns? I have. I love to use it. I know I've checked a lot of forums out there about gaming. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. We talked. Let me get back over. I had somebody who was asking me a question. Yes, I am. So, anyways, I've played with the deck of many things, and let me tell you, it's very cool. It is very fun to play. A lot of DMs don't like playing with the deck of many things, and I've read a lot of forums about it. And let me tell you, they don't like it because. Tell me what you think, Tennessee Volunteer 85. Okay, cool. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I gotta see from Twitch. Yeah, cool. Then getting people. All right, cool. Cool, thank you. So the deck of many things, I'm losing my track here. The deck of many things is very cool, and like I said before, a lot of DMs don't like playing with them because they're dangerous. So we're gonna go every card of the deck of many things. I love these decks. They're very, very nice. And I know D&D Beyond, and you could buy the deck of many things source book. And let me tell you, it's a cool book. I have it, but having the cards, yes, I will definitely add you up. After the stream, I will do that. Thank you very much. I will add you. So this right here are the deck of many things. And they're awesome. They're very dangerous, but I like playing with them. They're a lot of fun to play with. And the source books that D&D Beyond has, they have weakened them. They have a weak form of these cards. You can use them. You can use anything you want. They still have the original cards, but I bought these myself. They're very, very cool to have. Anyways, the first card, let's start with Star. As you can see, the Star card. All right, the Star increases your ability scored by 2. This is very cool because if you get this card, it can help you out. You can't exceed 20. It may not exceed 24, but that's what it says on the card. But it's very, very, very dangerous. Well, not dangerous, but it does help. There's 22 cards in the deck of many things. The way I do it, the way I play, is the cards have a mystical ability. You're drawn to it. And I have my players make a wisdom check, right? Saving throw. And if they fail it, they draw a card. 1 card. And normally in the game, I have them draw 1 card a session. I don't know if you like to do that, but that's up to you. I think it's fun. Let me continue on. The Sun. Look at this card. Blessings and curses, yes. The Sun's very cool. Your experience increases by 50,000. A wondrous item determined by the DM materializes in your hand. That's very cool. Again, 22 cards, and you pick. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Neon Green 5. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're going over the deck of many things, and a lot of DMs do not like playing with these cards because it derails your campaign. I don't think it does. I think it's fun, and it challenges me as a DM, and it challenges DMs all around. I'm not saying everybody. Awesome. Yeah, cool. We can do that. Anyways, this right here, it challenges you. And this challenge is part of the deck of many things. Next up, talents. Talents. I'll hit you up after I'm done. We'll do that. Let me finish the stream though, and we'll do that. Talents. Talents. Every magic item on your possession crumbles to dust. All artifacts you carry vanish, but are not destroyed. That is very important. That's the talent. The next up is throne. We're gonna go over these. There's 22 of them, so bear with me, guys. The throne, another cool card. Okay, the throne, you gain proficiency and expertise in persuasion. I had one of my guys do that, and it was a real pain in the ass to me. But again, it challenges you as a DM. Okay. The Vizier. The Vizier, sorry. The Vizier, very cool. Within 1 year of drawing this card, you may ask a question in meditation and gain a truthful answer. Your answer will help you solve a puzzling situation. That is the Vizier. Next up is Void. Void is very cool and very dangerous. Darkness awaits you. Your soul is wrenched from your body and placed in a location inside of an object chosen by the DM. At least one powerful entity guards this location. Your body is incapacitated while your soul is trapped within this item. A wish spell may reveal the location of the object that holds your soul, but cannot restore your soul to your body. You must draw another. You can't draw. You draw no other cards because you're done. And that is the Void. Next is Balance. Balance is very, very cool. You suffer a soul-wrenching alienation, alternation. You change your alignment. That's what balance does. It changes your alignment. When I'm done with all this, then I will address everybody in the chat. So I apologize. Just let me go through these because they're cool. Balance. You change your alignment. So if you're lawful good, it's the opposite. You're evil. And I had one person who was a little feisty, and he had to be lawful good. He wasn't happy, but you know what? It's fun. Next up, the Comet. The Comet, single-handedly defeating the next hostile creature or group of creatures you encounter, causing you to gain 1 level. If you fail this, it has no effect. So, you know, you could defeat your big bad with that. Horrible for a paladin. Yes, it is horrible. Tennessee Volunteer 85. Horrible for a paladin indeed. But That comet, as I said before, you can defeat your big bad, but it comes with consequences. Don John. I like the picture. Your body disappears and you become imprisoned in an extra dimensional space. All possessions stay behind you, remain entombed until you're found in space, in this space. Divination magic will not reveal your location. Again, these cards get worse and worse. Let's continue on. Uriel. Again, a Medusa type of face, fork-like tongue. Uriel. Drawing this card bestows you a curse. A -2 penalty on saving throws. How bad could this be? Very bad for you if you draw this card. I don't see these cards derailing your campaign. It only derails it if you don't know how to handle it. I'm sorry, but they're fun. This is a tool for entertainment. It's a tool to bend your adventures and think out of the box. They're great, great tools. Here we go. The Fates card. Want to talk about bending? Here we go. You rewrite your reality anytime before death. So this person keeps this card and can be used anytime. So if he dies, you use this card, booyah, you're back. You know what? It's great because it's a good tool. What do we got here? Flames. We're almost done. Flames. A dangerous devil becomes your foe. It seeks your demise and haunts your life. Conflict ends until you die. Imagine, look at this nasty card. A devil becomes your foe. Horrible. And if you're a paladin, whoo, that Oathbreaker is getting closer and closer, isn't it? All right. A fool. Immediately you lose 10,000 XPs. And you draw from the deck again. Drawing one card is bad enough. Imagine drawing it again. And you have to keep enough XP to maintain your level, but you still lose 10,000 XPs. That's not good. Gem. 50 jewels worth 1,000 gold pieces or 25 pieces of jewelry worth 2,000 gold pieces each appear in front of you. You become very wealthy. In season 1, my party had gems, had jewels. They drew this card. Boy, did they protect it. Yep. Here's another one. An idiot. Wow. It's a good looking card. It's fun. Imagine getting this card. Imagine if you're a sorcerer. And by the way, my sorcerer in my game, he drew this card. Right? Your intelligence score is permanently reduced by 1d4 plus 1. You can't get lower than 1, but it's permanent. How bad is this? Very bad. You think that's bad? There are things that are a lot worse and it's coming. Jester. A Jester. Very, very cool card. Your XP increases by 10,000. You may take 2 more cards beyond your declared draws. So now you increase your XPs, but you get 2 more cards. That's not cool. Because now you got something cool, but let's say you get the other one. What can it be? Here we go. The key. A rare magic item materializes before you. And the DM picks a weapon. Yeah. Magic weapon, I'm sorry, not item. But it's rare. And that is awesome. That is why you play with these cards. Fate, man. The Knight. The Knight. A 4th level fighter appears within 30 feet of you. And I got a story behind this Knight. In season 1, one of my good friends, Eddie played Thrall, the Goliath. And he drew this card. And a Knight appeared. And they went into this house, which was a mimic. Yes. But the Knight died. Yeah, he died. But this Knight, he serves you until death. And he's your character. And he missed a saving throw. And the house, the door, the teeth, the carpet was a tongue. And the door were teeth. And it just literally killed him. It was horrible. Okay, here we go. The deck of many things. Next up, the moon. The moon. You can't, this is great. You can cast a wish spell 1d3 times. 1d3 times. How cool is that? Very cool. Very advantageous. Here we go. The rogue. An NPC chosen by the DM becomes your enemy. You don't know who it is. You don't know the identity of this NPC, but it's your enemy. And divine intervention or a wish spell can end the NPC's hostility towards you. Those are the only things. But if you don't think out of the box, it's not going to happen. Because right now, the deck of many things, if there are more cards into play and this is your first draw, well, shit happens. Here's one of my favorites. Ruin. Look at that picture. Every form of non-magical wealth that you possess vanishes. Every business, all land, and every building you own are no longer yours. Any document that would show ownership or anything lost to this card also disappears. Your property disappears in every way that at least alters reality. This card is very, very dangerous because you lost it. But if you have no property, you're okay if you're poor. But if you own things, it's very deadly. And last but not least, this, again, Eddie drew this card, the skull. And this avatar of death appears. He has an AC of 20. And basically, what happens is, when he appears, you have to fight it until you die or it dies. And if one of your players or your party members interferes, an avatar appears for them. If 3 members appear, if 3 members appear, they will appear and attack those party members. And until they die or it dies. A very, very, very powerful card. Now, what do you guys think of the deck of many things? I think it's very cool to have. There's a source book on D&D Beyond. You can check it out. I'd say take a look at it. It's very cool. I've always liked these cards. The way I use these cards is I use Wisdom Saving Throw, and that's what draws the players to the card. Oh, I got to pick. Because it's all about wealth, gain. It's all in these cards. Yeah, there is a hornet's nest in here. But the problem is, there's also, well, not a problem, but there's also gold, there's also jewels, there's also a lot of things you can get, and those things are cool things. And I said, let's do a wisdom check, because it draws you to, it draws you to the cards. What better off playing is with those cards? Now, I've been to a lot of D&D forums that do not like the card because it derails the campaign. I read this DM, and he was a nice guy. I'm not going to say his name, but online he was saying it derailed the DM because the cards are this, and if you want your game to be in ruin, why? Why should you stop because of the cards? Play them. They're great. I urge you to play them. And one of the things that you have to understand as DM and coming from a player as well, they're fun. Yeah, you draw the card, big deal. You can die, yes. But in the campaign, you can die as well, right? It all depends on how you look at it. One, we went over this last episode. It all depends how you react in a game. You think out of the box. The DM has to think out of the box, yes. But the player has to think out of the box as well. The player has to think out of the box. Oh, I picked the card. I picked the ruin card. What am I going to do? You think out of the box. So you lost everything. Gain things. Start adventuring. Start finding out, where do these cards come from? Where is the source of evil if you're playing a good character? That's why D&D is awesome, because there's so many possibilities. That's not just one. There's thousands of possibilities. So why stop? Why stop there? I'm gonna lose intelligence. This avatar of death is gonna appear before me. So, if you die, you die. That's the fun about the game. It's a game. And if you die, you die. Yes, it's in a campaign. I'm gonna let you make another character. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But one of the things that people have to understand is that, and all DMs too, out there, the experienced DMs and the ones that are starting out, the deck of many things is for experienced DMs. But if you're playing for the first time, I definitely would not urge you to use these cards. But later on, as you gain experience, use them. They're a lot of fun. Explain to your characters, to your players, what they can have or not have, or what they can get into. It can be deadly. It's going to be a deadly campaign. As long as you divulge that information and let them know, you're all there to have fun. Having fun is the number one thing. Trust me, they were all... I even had this bag, dice bag. I used it, put the cards in it. They shuffled the cards, and my players drew them, and they were like sweating. One of them drew the Jester card. We had to draw another card, and 2 cards in one session is deadly. But it's also advantageous. You gain a lot of power, wealth, magic, and weapons. You gain all that. A magic item, a magic weapon materializes before you. A rare one. How cool is that? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I wasn't just going to talk about the deck of many things. I want to talk about other subjects, but this is the main one. I want to talk about how do you guys, DMs and players, deal with situations that are over the top, per se. Over the top meaning a player is doing something that puts you in a place, puts you in a dark place, in a pickle. Like you don't know what to do as a DM. Let's say you're playing with the deck of many things and all of a sudden they drew that card, the void, where your soul is gone and your body is gone as well. But they're separated. What do you do then as a DM? Because you don't know what you're going to pick. You've got to be prepared. And I stress this. Preparation is a key, but also improv is a key. Learn how to improv. Learn how to improvisation. Learn how to do this stuff. Because if you don't, you're going to get caught in a pickle. You know, somebody's going to be like, oh, well, DM, I drew this awesome kick-ass weapon. What am I getting? Hang on a second. Let me look. No. Be prepared. Have it ready. Because, you know, if you don't, it slows things down. It slows things down in a game. Okay, hang on a second, guys. Let me look. Here you go. The Holy Avenger. Wow, it took you what? How long to figure that out? Why can't you just roll? If you can't think about it, roll randomly. Roll for a random rare item. A rare weapon. Do it. It's fun. See, or just say, create it. Do a homebrew one. Whatever. Just do something. Don't delay. If you delay, it holds up the story. It holds up the situation. Meaning, what if the players were in a great role-playing moment with the deck of many things, right? And all of a sudden you just stop to look. Oh, let me look in the book. Let me see what I have. And all of a sudden, guess what? It doesn't happen. It goes away because those moments are gone. So now you have the infamous cards that are gone. The scene scenario is gone because you're delaying. Why delay? Move, go, move. And I know we've all done it. I've done it. Sometimes it happens. You get a brain fart. It happens. We're all human. But remember, there is a lot of things that you can do to make a campaign move, to make a story move, and especially when you're dealing with a situation that's difficult. Because people, normally when you DM and you have these cards, you have these cards with you, and all of a sudden somebody draws another card that you don't like. What are you gonna do? Oh, I drew. Well, now I have to draw whatever card you draw, right? You draw another bad card. You draw another negative card, and then what? You're going to have to improvise the situation. Because if you don't, it's going to stall, and it's going to ruin the scene. For me, everything's about the scene, the ambience of the story. You're describing the scenario. In season 1, I had this dwarf who went up to a king, King Edward, and said, hey, I need help. I need help. I had my friends. He described these things that they were doing, and they drew these cards, and something happened. He was nervous, and he went on and told the king his story. The king had his men, a group of adventurers, and said, hey, guys, this group, I trust you to go out and investigate. They went to investigate the situation. And what did they find? They found this town in the southern district. In the southern district of the kingdom that had a fog, a dense fog. And in my game, in season 1, not to go into more spoilers, but basically, I had the storyline of the Deck of Many Things begin there. And they found the pouch. I made them roll a wisdom check. One of them failed. It was Thrall, Eddie, and Dom. They were fighting. They both wanted. They just, something drew them to the Deck of Many Things. It was that evil. They were good characters, but it was that sense of evil that draws you to the cards. That's what I love about it. And I hope that urge you to use them because they're a lot of fun. But do your research first. At the time when we started, the source book wasn't out yet. So I had to do a little bit of research and do my own backstory, homebrew story on the Deck of Many Things. And it was awesome. They enjoyed it. They went through a little turmoil here and there, but they enjoyed it. And they succeeded. That's what you can do with your games in general. If you have any questions for me about the Deck of Many Things, let me know. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. I had a bunch of guys here who were asking me a lot of questions, which I'm going to address right now. And okay, let me see here. Okay, after the stream, I'll go ahead and address your comments, just so I'll let you all know, and I'll get back to you on that. Anyways, we were talking about the Deck of Many Things, and we were talking about how you react to it and how you deal with it and so forth. And not only that, it doesn't have to be a Deck of Many Things. It can be a sword that's evil, a sword that has a demonic entity in the sword, and you have to deal with that situation. How do you deal with that situation? In the hands of one of your players. How do they deal with it? Those are things that they're all story oriented. They're all plot points. But do they derail a campaign? Hell no. It all depends, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and don't take offense because this is my opinion. Anyway, everyone else has their own opinion, but I will tell you those plot points, Deck of Many Things, those things will not derail a campaign. It will intensify a campaign. It will make it better. It all depends on how you handle it as a DM and how you go forward as a DM. You can't just say, well, I'm going to go ahead and just sit here tight and let things happen. You know, let things happen because it's cool, right? I want to let that player have that demonic sword, right? And cause havoc among all my creatures because it's a very powerful sword. And no, have the sword lure him to do something he would not do, or they would not do. Look at the individual situation and understand it, and then execute your plan. Execute your story. What am I going to do? How do you deal with this situation? Number one, you understand what's going on in the scene. If your player has a sword and he doesn't know how to control it, then bring more turmoil, havoc, all hell breaks loose. Okay? Tentacles come out of the sword, wraps around his neck, around his arms, his legs. Bring them up. Do that. I love horror movies. And let me tell you that there is nothing better than a good horror scene. And if you want to intensify a scene, then do it. Don't hold back. Why should you hold back? Why? Because you're going to hurt the player's feelings? No. Play the game. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the scene. Yeah, they're going to be angry. Or like, oh, this thing is coming at me. But then have them roll that wisdom check. Wisdom and charisma are the two abilities that you can use as saving throws, right? For these types of situations. Just remember that. That's what I would do at least. So tell me in the comments, what would you guys do in these situations as DM? Let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, or right now. Just let me know what you guys think about that, because there is a lot going on as a DM. Not only cursed magical items can make or break players. You're right. You're right. Cursed magical items, yeah. It can make or break them. It can. But I think it'll make them. I think it can make them. If you got a cursed weapon, and if they do it right, if they play it right, man, it can make one hell of a story. It can also be, like you said, Tennessee Volunteer 85, it could also be the death of that player. But how about that? You have that magical weapon, the tentacles come out, and you have a fight. Now you have the party fighting to keep your friend alive. And something happens, the tentacle gets around its neck, he makes his saves, or doesn't make his saves, and he ends up dying. You know, that makes for a great story. Not cool for the player, but get into it. To me, if my player dies and I've been playing for a long time, let's say I've been playing for months, right? And I get this weapon, and it happens to be cursed. A sword that demands souls. Yep, there you go. Tennessee Volunteer 85, thank you. That is awesome. A sword that demands souls. Yeah, that's very cool. So what would you do in this situation? It all depends on the reaction of that player, your reaction. If somebody dies in that game, they die. If I die, I play a lot of characters, a lot of players. I've played in a lot of games, and if I die, I die. Will I be angry? Yeah. But, oh well, it's the game. I'm not going to be like, I'm going to walk out. No, you die, you die. Who cares? It's fun. Remember that. Remember that, because that's all Dungeons and Dragons. It's fun. Dungeons and Dragons, no matter what role-playing game you play, if there is a way to create horror, suspense, and throw in your plot points, however many you want, here and there, to intensify a scene, you've just created a beautiful, wonderful, horrific scene. You start over and rebuild. Great point, Tennessee Volunteer 85. Yet you start over and you rebuild. That's what makes the game awesome. So if your paladin dies, per se, then you create something else. Or create another paladin. You have to be mindful. But that's why you have a party. Don't take things on by yourself. Ask for help when you're a player. Ask for others to help you in the game. So let's say that you draw that card, right? That card that destroys you. It summons an avatar. Your party can't help you. Can't help you. You're going to have to fight them. Right? So you think out of the box. They can't help you, right? What can they do? What if you're rolling bad and that avatar kills you? Then what? It's still there. Yes. And relative to that vows vengeance. Yes, that's cool. Vengeance. Is that the answer? Absolutely. It might not be the answer for some people, but is it yours? You have to look at the bigger picture when you're a player and the DM, both. Me, I bank off of my players, right? If they're getting into the moment role playing and he has a sword and he's fighting this avatar because he drew a bad card, I'm going to role play that avatar to the best of my ability. And I'm going to go straight for the kill. I'm going to role play. I'm going to act. That's what it's about. It's about destruction in action. It's about doing those things to intensify the scene, to make it more than what it is. Don't just say, yeah, you're being attacked by, you picked a cool card, you're being attacked by, let's see, an avatar. Yeah, okay, roll. Hell no. Don't do that. Look, you don't even have to do a voice. Just say, describe it. He has a scimitar. He has a broadsword. He has a skeletal face. He's got a black hood. Or it's translucent. Whatever you want to describe. Describe it. Play into the character. If you're going to describe a troll, describe a troll. A goblin. Medusa. The snakes. You look at her eyes glow white. Just whatever you can do, every little bit counts. That's what it's about. It's an extension of your imagination. And I keep stressing that, because it's not just about combat, guys. Combat is great, but in that combat, throw in some whatever. Throw in some spice, baby. I know sometimes I get into the stats and looking at the characters, and as DM, it can be a little overwhelming because you have a lot to take care of, but throw in a little, throw in something, throw in emotion. At least try. Isn't that Dungeons and Dragons? I'm going to say this, and last week, and I've only streamed on Rumble and Twitch, not YouTube, but we did a game that my buddy Alexander Margianis, that he has a Kickstarter on. It's on Facebook. It's on all streaming channels. You can go ahead and look it up. Alexander Margianis, he's a great guy. He DM'd a game for us. It's called Roleplay for a reason. Yes, Tennessee Volunteer 85. Yes, it's called Roleplay for a reason. Yes. Alexander Margianis, check out his stuff. Existential Essential. That's his game. He created it. He's been on YouTube. He's been on various podcasts. Check out his stuff. His stuff is very cool. And I am a big supporter in all his endeavors. He's very good. And one of the things I want to mention is his dad. His dad is a very cool guy, Anthony Yanis. He was playing with us last game, and let me tell you, he's a wonderful guy. A big thumbs up. I love you, Anthony. Just if you're watching this, thumbs up. Secondly, let's say coming up next Saturday, we have a 2-shot. Yeah, it's actually a 1-shot, but it's a little longer than a 1-shot, so it's a 2-part story. It's called End of the Line. Only here on Playerole at 8 p.m. Central. I'll have players, Dungeons and Dragons. Way cool stuff is going to happen next week. And next week as well, DM Talk will continue and Creatures of the Realm will continue. Anyways, after that, let's continue for the last. I wasn't going to do multiple topics, but it happens. Anyways, the next thing I want to talk about very briefly is how in a campaign, we talked about experience, we talked about players, we talked about DM, how you handle a scene. How do you handle endings? Ending your story. Do you end in combat? Do you end a story in a tavern? They walk in just after a battle, their armor is, tattered, their armor is crushed in. They look horrible. They sat down in stools and they, boom, call for an ale, some gold, a good-looking elven waitress approaches, server. What do you do for an ending of a story? You end it at an inn where they're just, I'm sleeping, I'm done. What's your plan? How do you guys handle that? I know what I would do. I would end it just like I have written. But here's the thing. Here's the problem with that. Here is railroading. I brought that up, but I'm going to bring that up briefly. In your story, right, let's say you have an ending, just like I said, in the tavern. And in the tavern, you have written, all the players are there. Enter the tavern, they ordered ale and music and boom, that's it. But they don't want to go to the tavern, they go to the inn. Oops. Guys, it's not hard. Just end it wherever it is. And if you have something written where it's epic ending and you want this huge role-playing moment, remember, the number one thing is improvisation. Improvise. Right there. When they do their thing and they're going to the tavern, for example, or they don't go to the tavern and they go to the inn, they want to sleep, that's all they want to do. End it there. Have a good speech there. Or maybe they just want to ride out into the sunset. Maybe they want to disperse. Maybe they want to leave. Leave it to them. Whatever you have written, Write it and go with the flow. Because sometimes the players love the go with the flow better than a structured ending. You could highlight it, put it as a plot point aside, but know this, players want to feel free. Let them. If they want to ride out into sunset, let them ride out to the sunset. If they want to draw another card or a deck of many things, let them. If they want to go to the tavern, let them. If they want to buy a magic item, let them. It's the ending of a story. They went through hell. Let them end it the way they want to. Because it's a sigh of relief. It's like you're running. You ran all day. You ran, and you're tired. What do you want to do? You want to go home, you want to eat, you want to take a shower. You want to chill, right? That's what they want to do. They want to chill. They want to relax. They want to take a deep breath, meditate, do whatever. That's what they want to do. Then do it. Let them. Or maybe they want to go to the ivory tower, a castle, meet the queen, meet the king, have a big role-playing moment. Let them. But you have to improvise. There's many scenarios. And as a DM, you have to open your mind, open everything. Because if you don't, you're going to come into a wall, and that ending is going to be humdrum. Do not let that happen to you. Anyways, that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you for showing up, guys. I'll address the everyone on Twitch and the chats and so forth, and we'll go from there. Tennessee Volunteer 85. If you have a Discord, let me know. We could open up a Discord and chat and do whatever. Thanks, guys. Thank you for showing up. I will see you guys next week on DM Talk.